Hello guys, this is Shark Market Culture 808 here, and today I'm going to bring you another topic out of the topic that we usually talk. We talk about music and entertainment and what they call celebrities and things like that. But today I'm going to go out of the topic a little bit because I think this is a story that I have to share with you guys. It's a very sad story, and it's something that I just feel I have to share with you guys. Normally I don't talk about negativity and everything, but this thing is just too bad for our country, Kenya, and I've decided to share with you guys. And before we continue, I have a short clip here. Just watch this clip.
Hands behind and then let him go. Our intention wasn't to hurt him. He needed to be held accountable for what he did.
I'm not.
Was inside in this box. Are you a police officer?
I'm not. I'm
Why
not
are you
civilian.
picking our
Why are
property
you
inside here?
Okay, ngoja. How sure you are jamaa kwa raimizi kwa?
No, I've got the full information.
Okay, let's go.
You robbed the
Just
house.
ata.
The full
Sumenshika.
yeah.
I'm not
Let's go to
resisting.
the police
No,
station.
let's go. Then you go.
I've called my superior.
Yeah.
I have no
Sawa.
problem.
Obey the police.
No,
Obey
no,
the
no,
police.
no,
Obey.
no,
Obey.
no,
Wait,
please.
you're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. Yeah.
No.
And if you
I don't know if
And what?
you are going to kill me.
No, we're not gonna kill you.
No. You will go.
We're not gonna kill you. Can I help you?
You will
Can
go.
I help you?
I'm not.
So what you see here is a commotion between people who are claiming to be police officers, and it was confirmed that they were police officers. And these people, they were trying to rob a certain famous YouTuber called Christmas List. Christmas List is a Canadian famous YouTuber. He travels all over the world, and I've been following for a very long time now. And it is not his first time in Kenya. I don't know how many times he has been in Kenya, but he has been to Kenya several times. And whenever he comes, he's got a buddy who lives in a village called Nyabohanse, I think something like that. It's something in Migori County, near to Tanzanian border. He got a buddy there who is called, he got a buddy there who he goes to visit. What's the name of this guy? Uncle Mo from Kenya. His name is Uncle Mo from Kenya. So he goes there to visit this guy. So he decided this time to give this guy a treat to Masai Mara, and because this guy, as you know, Masai Mara is it's in Kenya, but it's unaffordable to some of Kenyans because you know the prices and everything, how the economy is. It is right now in Kenya, and even before, visiting Masai Mara was a high hill tax for many Kenyans. So this guy decided to give more Kenyan, what they call this, a treat to go and visit Masai Mara and see some animals. So this guy was very excited. Yeah, he's going to a national park for the first time to go and see animals over there. And they went to Masai Mara. So when they reached Masai Mara, something happened. So I don't know how and when it happened, but something happened. What Chris is saying, that they went into a pub late in the evening. No, not late in the evening. So when then Mo went out, and when Mo went out, Chris was left somewhere, I think, in the pub. And when he came out, he saw 5 people surrounding Mo. And they were all conversing in English. So Chris could understand everything what they were talking about. And these guys were claiming they were police officer, and Mo was a Ugandan who was living in Kenya illegally. So I don't know what kind of what kind of proof they had that Mo was a Ugandan, because you can't just look at somebody and say you are Uganda. We all look the same. So I don't know, why they were claiming Mo was a Ugandan. So Mo tried to took his ID and told them, look, I'm Kenyan, but because these guys were claiming they were police officer. If a police officer asks you for your ID, you have to prove if you are Kenyan, So Mo took out his ID. So instead of this guy looking at Mo's ID and confirm really this guy is Kenyan, they confiscated his ID. And when Chris came, was asking what's happening here, there's one guy who was a police officer, went into Chris' pocket. He stole his money. He grabbed his money out of the pocket, and then he went to a backpack where there was a camera, because this Chris is a YouTuber, yeah, he works with the camera each and everywhere, and took the camera out. And then this guy disappeared with the camera. Yeah, and Mo's ID. And they were claiming that Mo is a is a Ugandan, you know. And this thing is somehow funny because, first of all, what I think is, if somebody is a Ugandan, yeah, first of all, Ugandans have the right to live in Kenya for 90 days without any visa. So you have to prove it first. You have to know first this guy has lived more than 90 days before you start claiming this guy is Ugandan. Because sometimes I feel these police officers, they don't understand the law they are protecting. Yeah, you can't just claim somebody is illegal in this country and you don't know what kind of credential he has to have to live in that country. Yeah, Ugandans can stay in Kenya for 90 days visa free. So you have to check first if these 90 days have expired before you start claiming that you are living here illegally. Yeah, and I can share one story also what happened to me one time. I was driving in Kenya, and usually when I come to Kenya I hire cars, and when I hire a car I usually drive alone, and I use the international Germany or let me say European Community driving license. Yeah. So I was driving between Nairobi, I think it was between Nakuru and Kericho. I was heading to Kisumu. So there is this traffic police officer who stopped me. So this guy stopped me and asked me, he checked the car's what they call this, insurance. It was all up to date and nothing to argue about. Then he came back to where I was sitting, the driver's side, and told me he wanted to see my driving license. So I took out my international driving license and gave him. So this guy was just like, Nini, what's this? I told him that's my driving license. Yeah. So he checked it, then he told me to come out of the car. I did it because you have to cooperate with the police officers. You know that they say that we arrested him because he was not cooperating. So I came out, and this guy told me, you are not allowed to drive with this license. I told him, what? What? Do you know the laws really? He told me, yes, you are not allowed to drive with this driving license. I told him, I live abroad. I'm a Kenyan, but I live abroad. Yeah, I live abroad. What kind of license do we expect me to drive with here? This is an international, recognized international license. What do you have a problem? I presented to the car, what they call this thing, the people who are renting the car for me, to, the car rentals, and they said it's okay. All of a sudden, you are telling me this is not a license that I should be driving with the roads in Kenya. He told me, yes, I know the laws, I'm a police officer. I told him, listen, if you're a police officer, you must know this, that as a foreigner, you are allowed to drive in Kenya for 1 year, with your driving license that you came with from the country where you were staying for 1 year. Yeah, after 1 year, that's why you can renew it. And I told him, look at my passport. I just arrived in Kenya 2 days ago. How can you expect me to apply for a passport, for a Kenyan driving license in 2 days and get it and drive? Yeah. I told him, if you're doing this thing, a lot of tourists are driving here. Yeah, what are you going to tell them? Are you telling me that the tourists, when they come to Kenya, they should not drive cars? Yeah, this guy was just like muffled. He couldn't give me an answer and everything. So it went here and here, and later on he told me go. I think the main intention of stopping me and trying to intimidate me that I can't drive with this driving license, this guy wanted some money from me. Yeah, but I didn't give him the money. I tell him no. And it's the same thing these guys are doing here to Christmas list. Christmas, I mean, it's a time when where the shilling is so depreciating that we should value each and every person who comes into Kenya and brings in some foreign currency, maybe dollars, euros, or pounds, or Australian dollars. No, you have to. I mean, because these are the only things that now Kenya Kenya needs right now to improve its economy. So if you are trying to harass such like people, a tourist who's coming to spend his money in Kenya, spending his dollars in Kenya, and they are not being harassed by rogues, by true police officers. True police officers. Yeah? People who are trained to protect the law. Yeah? So these guys, let me continue the story with more. So these guys there, he took his camera and for Christmas list, the camera is a very important instrument, because that's where he earns his daily bread. He's a YouTuber, so he needs the camera. So he went to, I don't know how the other the good police officer came. I don't know more. He didn't explain in the YouTube, but all of a sudden there was a good police officer there. So they told him, listen, this guy is claiming he's a police officer, and he took our camera and confiscated my buddy's identity card. He came out here claiming that our buddy was Mo was a Ugandan, and they took Mo's identity card. So this good officer, that's why I'm saying not all Kenya police officers are rogues. Some are very good officers, some very good officers. There are only few rotten potatoes in the forces. Yeah. So this guy came and he asked his colleague, "Are you a police officer?" "Yes, I'm a police officer." "What's your number?" And everything. I don't know how they identify each other. So he was a true police officer. A true police officer, yeah, with some rogues trying to rob a tourist, yeah, in Masai Mara, the heart of tourism of Kenya. Yeah, you are trying to rob a tourist in the heart. Man, listen, man, you can do things sometimes, but sometimes you have to think, man. Yeah. So Christo told him he took my car. So he was just a kind of arguing. I didn't take it, everything, and the other good police officer could see really this guy is drunk. The other police officer was drunk, and then Mo and Christmas list, they were sober, yeah. But this guy was drunk. He was talking drunk. So he was to me, "Did you take it?" "No, I didn't take it," and everything. "No, I didn't take it," and everything. Yeah. So it went here and here, and later on, when they went to the police station to record the statement, this rogue police officer came back, dressed in another cloth, and asking, "Why are you looking for me? What's wrong?" Then the other police officer asked him, "Is this the guy who took your camera?" "Yes, this is the guy who took my money and my camera." So it went that this way and everything, and they told Christmas list, if he wants to continue with the charges, yeah, and take these guys to court, so his camera is going to remain there. His camera have to remain there as evidence, or he drops all the charges and he gets his cameras back. So as a tourist, what will you do? And if you depend on the camera as your source of income, what will you do? Chris accepted. Yeah, he took his camera and everything and dropped the charges. And my main reason of making this YouTube is this officer should not be still on duty. This guy must be suspended immediately. Even if Chris didn't make any charges, this guy should be suspended immediately. These are the police officers who are spoiling our name in Kenya. These are the police officers that, Chris is somebody who's been followed all over the world. And people saw it, yeah, he posted it, and people saw it all over the world, even though he didn't talk bad about Kenya. But people, they develop that mentality. If I go to Kenya, the same thing can happen to me. From a police officer, not from a rogue person, from a police officer. Suppose a person who is supposed to protect you as a tourist. Yeah? And Chris, I mean, this police officer, if anybody is seeing over there, any officer who is in charge of Masai Mara and everything, I don't know in which police post he is in Masai Mara, is so big, Masai Mara, it can be Narok, I don't know. But whoever can recognize this police officer whose face is clear to say Christmas list video, and please do something. We don't need such like police officers in this country. They are completely destroying our country. They are completely destroying our country. We are working here in diaspora, proud to be Kenyans. We are trying to tell people, go visit Kenya. Like me, when I had a Shesh in effect, Shesh in effect was traveling in Africa. Shesh in effect is also famous YouTuber. He was traveling in Africa. I wrote him personally. I DM'd him on in his IG if he can visit Kenya. He told me, give me some reason to visit Kenya. And I told him, in Kenya, the people are amazing, people are friendly, there are a lot of things you can see, you'll make a lot of contents over there. You can go to Mombasa, you can go to the Giraffe Center, you can do a matatu ride, you can go to the graves of Obamas there. The village is called Kogelo. I convinced him and he came to Kenya. Shesh in effect did not only heed my advice to come to Kenya, but he came to our podcast in Nairobi and did an interview with us. This video is available here in our YouTube channel. You can check on it. I convinced and he came to Kenya. We are trying our best to convince people to come to Kenya. But when they come to Kenya, and then such police officer are doing these things to the same people who are sent into Kenya. How will I convince the next one? How will I do it? Come on, this guy somebody has to do something. If Mr. Kome, the Inspector General Police, is going to see this thing, you have to do something. These are the kind of people, they shouldn't be in the police force. They have to go out. And the good police officer who had Christmas list must be promoted. That's the only thing I want to tell you, this guy, because I feel at the moment when I saw that video, I felt ashamed to be a Kenyan. I felt ashamed to be a Kenyan, yeah. Just because of one rogue police officer. So tell me, people, what do you think? Just write there in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think that it was good for Chris to drop the charges, or should he have pressed for charges and let this police officer be taken to the court of law? Just tell me what you think about it, yeah? And don't forget to tell me what you think about the Kenyan police. If you had any experience with the Kenyan police, just write it down there so that we can discuss it with you too. And that's the thing I wanted to share with you guys. If you are new in this channel, I would kindly request you to subscribe, and we got a lot of contents. We usually do music and everything, but this time I went out of the line. But pardon me, that's it. I had to take it out because it made me so sad. So, ciao, peace, keep it real. This is Sharpmatic.